name is Jennifer Renner. I am the Director of Transfer Admissions here at Flagler College. Welcome to Mini Mike Monday.
And my name is John Schaefer. I'm Senior Assistant Director of Admissions here at Flagler. And today we're going to be going over the transfer admission process and application process. So Jen, can you just explain the entire transfer application process for us?
Sure. So it's a very simple process. We recommend that transfer students that are interested in enrolling in our fall semester complete their application no later than June 1st. Transfer students that are interested in enrolling in our spring semester, we ask that they complete their application no later than November 1st. Of course, we work with transfer students past those deadlines, but those are our recommendations as far as giving you enough time to get the financial aid process done, get registered for your classes without a rush, things like that. The transfer application is accessible on our website. Transfer students do need to fill out our transfer application. The common application is not an option for transfer students, so that's really important to note. Our Flagler College application does include an essay component. You'll see that at the end of the application. So go ahead and attach that there. You'll also notice that there is no application fee for transfer students. Transfer students have to typically compile multiple transcripts, pay for multiple transcripts, so we don't have an application fee attached to the transfer application. Students do need to submit all official college transcripts to complete their application, and we definitely assist transfer applicants in compiling all of those documents, requesting all of those documents, especially if they have 2 or 3. We can require a transfer student to submit a final high school transcript. Typically, that's going to be in a situation where they've completed less than 2 full-time semesters of credit, so less than 24 transferable hours. And again, we can assist in requesting that official final high school transcript as well. We do prompt some of our transfer applicants to submit test scores. Typically, if they don't have a transferable English or math course completed, and that really just helps us in placement and proficiency. It's just another piece of information for us to take a look at during the application process. Other things we're looking for when we're evaluating an application, definitely looking for a GPA of a 2.0 or above. That's a question that we hear a lot. We also are looking for the student to be eligible to return to their previous institution. That's another component that we're looking at when we're reviewing all of those documents. There are no specific course prerequisites for any program for a student to be admissible to Flagler. Our education department does have an additional application process, but we're not looking for any specific course prerequisites when we're looking through those transcripts. The other important thing to note is typically a transfer student is applying while they still have some courses in progress. They can definitely still apply at that point. We can see what courses that they have in progress. We will also remind them to send us their final official college transcripts once those classes are completed or once their degree is awarded, and at that point we can award them the additional transfer credit and recognize the degree. But we will, remind them that we need that final college transcript.
And you just talked about credits, so can you talk a little bit about how Flagler handles transfer credits and how we award those credits and that whole process?
Sure. So we are going to be very communicative about how transfer credit is going to be awarded throughout the entire process. We are looking for coursework that's completed at a regionally accredited institution. So as long as you've attended a community college, state college, universities, those are going to be regionally accredited. If you have questions about regional accreditation, we can always answer that for you. We are looking for coursework that you've earned the grade of a C or better. So 2 points on a 4-point scale. That course is going to be transferable to Flagler. Then we get into the details of how it's going to transfer and what requirements it's going to fulfill. So as long as there's a course match, so basically prefix, number, content, we are going to be as generous as we can in awarding that core or major credit for a course. The maximum amount of credit a student can transfer to Flagler is 64 semester hours from a 2-year institution and 75 semester hours if they've attended a 4-year institution. And we, again, give you all of this information as soon as we can in the process once we have, taken a look at those transcripts. Our registrar's office does have a final say in how courses will transfer. We work with them very closely in determining transfer credit, and sometimes we even consult a department chair to take a look at the coursework a student has completed. Sometimes we'll ask a student to submit course syllabus. We want to make sure that we are awarding them the most appropriate credit and the credit that is going to be most applicable to the major that they're applying under. So we do take a lot of time in these transfer credit evaluations and communicating to a student throughout the application process, what their list of transfer credits is going to be.
And then simply, why Flagler? Why is Flagler a transfer-friendly school, and why should they choose to come here?
I love this question. So, interestingly enough, I saw a statistic the other day that kind of surprised me. 49% of bachelor's degrees are earned by students that were at one point a community college student. So either dual enrollment or, attended a community college at some point. So that's obviously a large population of students. And there's a lot of reasons for that choice. There's usually very specific reasons why a student is a transfer student, and sometimes that's because that was their plan all along. So my staff, we are very prepared to have these detailed conversations. We're very focused on these conversations about, is Flagler a good fit? What are your goals? After graduation, things like that. Ultimately, it's not just about transfer credit. It's the whole package. So we, as a small school, definitely pride ourselves on having the time to have these very focused and detailed discussions with our transfer students. We have a lot of layers of advising here at Flagler for transfer students, which is really, really important. We will, as the admission staff, communicate how your credits are going to transfer, but we also have a pre-enrollment advisor in our registrar's office. That pre-enrollment advisor is the best person to discuss with the transfer student exactly how their courses are fulfilling requirements here at Flagler, and also just to discuss timeline to graduation. So that's a person the transfer student can work with, even in their initial timeline or initial process here. We also have our case office, Center for Advising and Core Experience. Our transfer students are also assigned to a case advisor. That advisor is going to help our transfer students, build their class schedule. And they also are going to be advisors to talk to about possibly, what if you want to double major? What if you want to add a minor? What is that timeline going to look like? They are very well versed in how all of our programs fit together, how to make it doable, and what that timeline is going to look like. Our transfer students are also assigned to a faculty advisor after they've worked with their case advisor. So typically that's going to be a professor they're seeing in the classroom that's teaching their classes that they're taking in their department. It's going to be a faculty member that knows them and knows their goals. And they are also going to be advising them throughout the process. And that's just another layer of making sure they're on time, taking the right classes, things like that. Another really unique thing or great thing about Flagler is our internship opportunities, our study abroad opportunities, and our exchange programs for transfer students. A lot of times those are some really big questions they have or points that they want to discuss. Flagler has a really great list of opportunities for students that really want to take that next step while they're here.
All right, thank you so much, Jen. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Mini Mic Monday.